This is DC Danton Crow Crusader. Happy 4th of July, Independence Day in America to all my American friends. And you wouldn't believe it, as soon as the car drove past the church, all the pigeons came. Oh my goodness, aren't they something? And we have ducks here, Luca and friends, and crows waiting. But there was just a frenzy of birds flying across the car as you see the church, as I came down the road here. It was just unbelievable. Happy 4th. It's quite amazing. So, we'll start with our normal routine. Today I have big bags of 650. Ah, there's little Petey. Petey the sparrow. I answered some of your comments yesterday. Of course, probably not all of them, but some of them. Especially from a new subscriber, which is actually an old subscriber, newly subscribed. And about the disappearance of Charlie. On the day that Charlie disappeared, in the morning, he did not come and get any food, which was kind of strange. Because normally when he comes and gets food, he goes about, sometimes he went as much as a dozen times back and forth in one feeding, back and forth to the nest. And he only came in the evening. In the evenings when I noticed that he was exhibiting signs of poisoning. I just want to clear this up, especially for people who haven't, who've been away for a while, don't know that Charlie disappeared last May, 2000, not last May, but May before, 2023. This last May was 2024, was the 1-year anniversary of Charlie's disappearance, and I assume he's dead. Otherwise, Charlie would be with us. Also, Charlie was depending on us to supply food for his babies and his mate, and that's what he was doing. We came twice a day, the idea of feeding Charlie. And every time he came, he came 7 or 8, up to a dozen times in one feeding. So that's close to 20 times he gathered food in between 2 feedings. Once in the morning and once in the late afternoon, early evening. Now, birds start early, don't they, in the spring? It's light here at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. In May, it's probably sunrise about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and the birds are looking for food. And on Friday nights, before Georg Schmidt leaves from work, he throws down the poison on the rooftop. The birds eat it early Saturday morning. Now, the rooftop is in full view of Charlie's nest. So, if he saw other birds eating on the rooftop, he would have joined him too to get food for his babies. And that's exactly what happened. So, and I witnessed it several times and got video of feeding frenzies on the rooftop. And then all these birds are missing next day. Nowhere to be found. And that's not normal. They never eat on the rooftop. They never eat anywhere near the shopping center. So, unless there's food around. Hey, babies. Okay. I don't know if Jeremy's going to show up today, but I have chicken and actually beef bones that I cooked up for Lily. I can only take the broth. So the bones with meat and marrow are intact, and chicken, which I brought for Jeremy with the idea he might show up. Listen to our little silver gulls here. All right? Okay. If we don't get interrupted, it'll be a good 4th. Oh, a little piece of our trash right here. I'll take that with me. Okay, honey. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We still don't have any seed, but I've been putting in muesli instead. Uh-oh, there's the hawk. There was Jeremy. Swooped down right in front of me. Wow. That's something. I could barely get the food on the ground, and Jeremy came down. Well, Jeremy knows me. He smells my hand on the food, and he knows my scent. Okay? It's been around for close to 2 years now. There you go. I also cooked up a lot of noodles and chicken broth. The leftover chicken that and I added the beef broth as well. I think the hawk makes the poor ducks very nervous. But there's plenty of grain out there. Plenty to eat for everybody today. But Jeremy really is after that chicken today. So he may have grabbed a beef bone as well. I have no idea. Of course he can't eat it, but he can eat the beef off of it, and he can eat the marrow. But I think he's after a chicken. But that was something. He was right behind me. There he goes. There goes Jeremy. Happy 4th of July to Jeremy, whom Jeremy is named after. Ah, Jeremy's mate is here. Look at that. He's brought his mate. A little bit disturbing for the birds, but everyone's entitled to something, aren't they? I wanted to make sure that Jeremy got something today too. Jeremy is named after one of our subscribers and patrons, and Luca is also named after one of our subscribers. So, yeah. Seymour I named on my own because it just looks like Seymour. And of course Charlie, I gave Charlie his name. I had no idea the old man who raised Charlie what they called him. But when I first met Charlie, he just looked like a Charlie to me. Anyway, beautiful sight. Wonderful. Our little pigeons here. Look at this. Just a full group today. Which is wonderful for a 4th of July. They're having their own little feast today. Today is a great big barbecue day across America, but you don't have to eat meat to enjoy a barbecue. There are a lot of awesome vegan hamburgers and hot dogs, which are great, which we enjoy, and roasted vegetables on the grill. Nothing better than Walla Walla onions, or giant onions from Washington State, that you wrap in foil and put on the grill, or without the foil. It's just wonderful. I love barbecuing, and you don't have to have fish or meat to enjoy it. So you can grill eggplant, just a lot of things. Anyway, and I missed that. We're not allowed to have any barbecue on our balconies, but they do that, and the reason is because a lot of the smoke comes into the apartments, which it does, but they do it anyway. Many of the people break the rules there. There's just DC Danton is not allowed to break any rules, and I don't. I don't, because I know that I'd be singled out. And yet, feeding these birds almost a mile away, gather, think about that. I'm being thrown out of my apartment. Not just the first time, but this is the second time in 2 years. 2 years ago, out of this same reason, thrown out of the apartment for feeding birds. There's a little bit closer, a half mile away. Here it's a mile away, and it makes no difference. The people just hate the birds here. So anyone new to this area better get used to that idea, and if they want to substantiate that fact, BirdLife International has had many complaints from certain citizens from Kreuzlingen, and that was, very unusual. More complaints from this city than any other city in Switzerland about poisoning birds. So, BirdLife International is aware of the situation here, but there's nothing they can do about it. So they say, without the proof, and it's almost impossible to get the proof. When the police department are against you, when the district attorney is against you, that's how it works. And we lived corruption here at the court level, and at the district attorney level, and at the police level. So, there you go. Lived it, experienced it, and documented it.